All right, guys, welcome to the NFL Draft Fantasy Draft Show. We are on the clock. We are round one here. Welcome to Fifth Down Sports Show. I told you we'd be doing this. We're going live. We're picking our team. This is for the Z's Cafe. This is for the Z's League 2022. And we have the 12th pick in the first round, which will snake around. So we have the last pick in the first round, first pick in the second round. So we'll be talking a lot of draft strategy. We'll be talking a lot of stuff, a lot of running backs coming off the board early in this league, as we are waiting. We are 6 picks away from being on the clock. So this is our first year in this league, so we'll have to gauge how this is going to go, and we'll talk some strategy. We'll talk some stuff. If you want to get at us in the comments. Get at us in the comments. Talk with us about fantasy football. Ask us fantasy football questions as we go here. So we're kind of just winging this. I told you we'd do this. If you do come across this post, please like, share, subscribe to our network, and let us know what's going on. But we're doing a fantasy football draft. Obviously, the drafting has begun, and we are 5 picks away in our league. No surprise, Jonathan Taylor goes number 1. Just looking at the pick history here. Jonathan Taylor goes number 1. Austin Eckler goes number 2. Justin Jefferson goes number 3. Derrick Henry goes number 4. Christian McCaffrey and his injured legs go number 5. And Cooper Kupp goes number 6. So, like I said, running backs heavy in this draft. We'll have to find out what's going on. We'll have to figure it out. It's our first year in the league. So, it's always important to know how your league works, what's going on, as Alvin Kamara comes off the board at 7. And Alvin Kamara, with all his off-season troubles, comes off the board, but it is what it is. Jamar Chase comes off the board. So we're making our first pick here. And I'm thinking wide receiver here. Even though running back is such a big deal, I think there's a lot of running backs have come off the board already. I think wide receiver is the best play here this late in the terms. We'll see who comes off the board. As Jamar Chase goes 8, Mike Evans goes 9. So we've got Mike Evans from Tampa Bay off the board. As we approach our first round here, I think I'm not really gonna throw out who I'm gonna pick before I pick them, but a couple of my top guys are still left. A couple of my top guys are still left, so I'm going to I'm gonna be very excited about that, and still more. We're 1 pick away from us. We're doing a double pick, so I think and I'm on the clock in 1 pick as we go here. And man, we have 16 rounds. This is a good draft. This is a good draft so far. It's moving pretty quickly. It's moving pretty quick. It's moving pretty quickly, which is always good for a draft. But I think what I'm going to do is go. I think I'm going to go wide receiver here. as two of my top wide receivers are still available. Running backs are coming off the board quickly, so that tells me a lot about this league, about where we're at and what's going on. But I think the best value pick right now at 12 in my league, I think the best value pick is at the wide receiver position, as one of my guys comes off the board. So that makes it a little bit easier. We have a double pick here. So we're going to go. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills, Stefon Diggs. With the way that they play offense and the teams that they get to play against, I'm going to go with Stefon Diggs. I'm going to go with Stefon Diggs to open up, and then with my pick in the second round, with all the stuff going on in Cleveland, not knowing who their quarterback's going to be. I know he gets injured a lot, but I think this is a high value. I'm going to go with Nick Chubb. I'm going to go with Nick Chubb, the running back from Cleveland, because the Deshaun Watson suspension. They're gonna rely heavily on their running game, so that's where I'm gonna go there. Looks like Najee Harris just came off the board. Let's see what happened here. Yep, Najee Harris went right after Nick Chubb. So we've got a wide receiver and a running back. So we got a long ways to go until our next pick. So we're just going here. We'll field some fantasy questions. If you got them, post them in the chat. We'll get to talking about them. We'll get to talking about everything. But if you guys didn't see Fit Down Sports Show on Thursday, we did our college preview. We did, and we had a great conversation with Naj at the end of the show. I would tell everybody to go and check out the conversation with Naj about the state of college football and where it's going. It was a great conversation. Love having callers on the show. No matter when they call, I don't care. As you saw, it doesn't matter when somebody calls in on the show. You could call in with a minute to go, and I'll get you on. I'll keep you on, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Which we did on the network. It was really cool. So everybody, go on over, check out Fit Down Sports Show. Check out the live show. Check out the radio show. We're going to be doing a lot more on Fit Down Sports Show. I really to analyze the latest pick, the two picks I just made. Stefon Diggs. This is with Josh Allen, the way he plays, he's going to get Stefon Diggs the ball. So that's why I'm going to go. That's why I went there. I went with Nick Chubb as the next best running back available, because of all the chaos that's going on in Cleveland. All the chaos that's going on in Cleveland, I feel like he could be a really big spot. And I figured Deebo Samuel wasn't going to make it. I thought maybe he would slide through, but he didn't. But he's clearly not going to slide through to my next pick. Next picks will be end of round 3, beginning of round 4. So we get back-to-back picks here to think about. So I'm probably going to look at wide receiver. And quarterback. As far as guys that I have available, I really try to shy away from picking Dallas Cowboys to my teams. And I do that because I am a Cowboys fan, and I like to hedge my bets per se, where I like to if I get beat by my own guy having a big day, I'd rather have the Cowboys win than my fantasy team. That's just me. So if I pick a Cowboy and he ends up getting injured or he ends up having a bad day, that's a doubly bad day for me because if I pick a big name guy from the Cowboys and he does bad, usually that means the Cowboys did bad. So I like to hedge my bets that way. So we'll be taking a look at all this stuff, all the ways that things are going. I'm thinking wide receiver here in the third. I'm thinking wide receiver here in the third round. I'm thinking wide receiver and then quarterback in the fourth round. That's what I'm going to think. And with a couple guys, available, some big name players available, still, as we now enter the third round. Like I said, we have the snake pick, which isn't. I don't mind the snake pick. It's just it creates a long time between drafts, so long time between picks. So we got a lot of time to talk about sports here, about everything that's going on. As we live draft this process, we talk about a lot of things that are going on. Fantasy drafts are all about your league. It's all about how your league is set up. Some leagues, quarterbacks are scaled to get more points, so you want to draft heavy quarterbacks. Some leagues are running back heavy points, so you want to load up on running backs early. But the way the league is progressing, and the way the NFL is going, if you have strong wide receivers, you're usually doing pretty good in fantasy. That's usually the way things tend to play themselves out. So that's kind of my strategy here is let's get some big time wide receivers and running backs, running backs. If we can get a really good one, we'll get one, but running back I'm not too concerned about right now, because there are a lot of guys that I can get later on that I think can come up big. And the same thing with wide receiver. I mean, wide receivers, there's so many of them, but I mean, if you can get a good one, you're pretty much set. So, and you want to get offenses that are that are conducive to what you got going on. It's one of the reasons AJ Brown is such a good player. But moving to Philly, how much is Philly going to throw the ball, and how good is Philly at throwing the ball? That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. So, AJ Brown's a tough pick this year, because he's going to be feast or famine, and there are going to be weeks where AJ Brown lights it up, and there are going to be weeks where AJ Brown is pretty much non-existent. So we're gonna definitely keep an eye on him. We got 8 picks till we're on the clock. I know the guy I want in this third round. He's still on the board, and So we're gonna hope that he can survive these 8 picks and see what happens. There are actually 3 guys that I'm looking at. right now. There are three guys I got up in my queue, and they're all with all of them still on the board. With all of them still on the board, it like, I don't understand this. Here we go. All right, here we go. So we have our first tight end. We have our first quarterback off the board. Josh Allen comes off the board at the end of the second round. So quarterbacks have started. Is that Aaron Jones? And we've got some tight ends coming off the board. We got some tight ends coming off the board now. But my two guys are still on the board. The two guys that I'm looking at are still on the board. So I think what I'm going to do here is go wide receiver. I think what I'm going to do is go wide receiver and then go quarterback. And I think I'm going to go wide receiver and then quarterback with my picks, as we've seen tight ends come off the board. We saw Kelsey come off the board. We saw Andrews come off the board already. So, and two of my guys already taken with Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman and Kyle Pitts are taken. I was hoping Kyle Pitts would get through, would drop a little bit more, but I think. But with him going, I like that pick. I like the Michael Pittman pick, the Indianapolis wide receiver. I like that pick. But my other guy is my other wild card pick is still available. Two of my wild card wide receivers are still available. So we got 3 picks to see if somebody ruins my dreams, and somebody was just taken. Let's see if he did. And Patrick Mahomes is off the board. That was gonna be one of my quarterback picks. So we've got to really buckle down here and get our stuff going. We got to buckle down and get going here. But one of my 2 picks is still available. One of my 2 wild card picks is still available. So we feel good about that. We feel good about what's left on the board here. As Tom Brady comes off the board. So that's it. And there goes AJ Brown. I was saying AJ Brown is going to be an interesting guy this year. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're on the clock in 1 pick, and we'll see if our dreams get crushed here. We'll see if our dreams get crushed right before we have the double pick. With the double pick, that's why I think quarterback is huge in this 4th round. I think it's huge to get a big time quarterback in this situation. Now, when I draft a quarterback, I usually like to draft a. I usually like to draft I don't like to draft a quarterback wide receiver tandem, because if you draft a quarterback and a wide receiver, yes, if they have a big day, you're gonna get big points. But if the quarterback has a bad day, well, then the wide receiver is gonna have a bad day. So you're pretty much shooting yourself in the foot twice. So I try to stay away from combinations. I try to stay away from combos. So like I have Stephon Diggs, so I'm glad that Jared that it also, if you're going against the quarterback and you have the star wide receiver, it can help you out and vice versa. If you have the quarterback and they have the star receiver, it can help you out that way. So right now we are 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, about to be on the clock, and we are on the clock. Let's see if our guy goes. And he doesn't. Cam Akers off the board. Or no, it says Cam Akers is on the board. I want to see who was just picked because that will change a lot of what I'm doing here. And, of course, I can't get anything. Yep, James Conner off the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first wild card draft pick. I'm going to take Courtland Sutton from Denver with Russell Wilson. With Russell Wilson coming in, I think Courtland Sutton, I've always liked Courtland Sutton out of SMU. Loved watching him play down there. So I'm going to take him. And with that, I'm also going to go with, I got to find my guy now. Oh, my God. Yep, there he is. We're going to go with George Kittle at tight end because I have a plan at quarterback, but we'll take Kittle, the tight end. We'll take Kittle at tight end. I know rookie quarterback. I know people are going. That's why people are really not taking 49ers. But I love George Kittle, and there's nothing better for a rookie tight end, nothing better in a Mike Shanahan offense than having George Kittle on your team. George Kittle will use the tight end. He'll use a lot of this stuff. So, but my first wild card pick was my first wild card. My first off the board kind of pick was Courtland Sutton, and I think in the next couple rounds we'll be looking at what's going on now. It says Cam Akers is injured. I want to see how. It says Cam Akers is questionably injured. I do think Cam Akers will get a lot of play, especially in a Sean McVay offense. With a lot, as we said, we are, it's 24 picks between our two picks, so we have a lot of time to kind of just kill between our draft here. But my draft strategy as Snowman in the morning, I see you in the chat checking you out. Snowman, I got your man. Your man is on my team. Your man is on. I got George Kittle on my team. So now you got to help me out here, Snowman. You got to help me out by getting George Kittle the ball. Help out the fantasy team. Help everything out as we're going here. But I got another wild card pick here at wide receiver that's still available. So we'll see if he makes the rounds. At quarterback, we've still got a lot of guys available at quarterback, and another one of my running backs and a couple running backs that I like. So we're gonna stick to our strategy here of taking players. Of taking the best players available to fill out our roster, and I'm not going to worry too much about where they fit in as of right now, as Travis Etienne comes off the board. Another guy I was thinking, if he was available late, I would try to pick him up. AJ Dillon. We have our first backup running back taken off the board as he will split time in Green Bay, and AJ Dillon is getting more and more into the offense. It's interesting that AJ Dillon would come off the board there. Breece Hall with the Jets. Of course, Breece Hall, great running back at Iowa State last year. Great career at Iowa State. So, a lot of promise there. As we get going here, one of my running back guys is still on the board, and I think he will stay. I think he'll stay on the board for a while. So I'm really hoping that he stays on the board. Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson come off the board. At quarterback, so my plan at quarterback is still in play here. My plan at quarterback is still at play. So we got to get through the rest of this round, and we got to get through the rest of the fifth round before I'm going to see a pick again. So we're just going to hope that there's not a run on quarterbacks. And as I said, I'm hoping we don't get stuck. I took Cortland Sutton in hopes that that I don't get stuck having to take Russell Wilson. Like I said, I don't like to have the combination. One, on the bye week, it hurts you, but two, it hurts you if those teams don't have a big day. Those teams in those situations don't help us out. So right now we are just waiting on our pick. We're waiting on our stuff. We're getting into it. Look, how about college football starting up? Week zero with Northwestern beating Nebraska in Ireland in comeback fashion. Nebraska goes full Nebraska as they have under Scott Frost, a double-digit lead heading into the fourth quarter, and they blow it. Typical Nebraska. Typical Nebraska as they go here. So that's what we're gonna be looking at. I know tomorrow at 11. I know tomorrow. Just some updating while we're waiting on picks here. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. I will be on the Rod Uncensored podcast. If y'all haven't checked that out, check out Rod. We go on there. We're going to talk about. He's going to ask us about picking some games. We're going to pick games against the spread. We're going to pick some over unders. So we'll get on that. We'll have some of that. We always have fun hamming it up with Rod. I'll introduce some topics that I'm working on for future on Rod's show. See what he has to say. We know how Rod is very opinionated about his feelings. Mine are as well. So we're looking at the pick history here, seeing who is available. All right, I don't care about any of this. Go away. Go away now. Let's see. Amari Cooper coming off the board. Amari Cooper with with Cleveland. So my quarterback strategy is still in play. There are two quarterbacks that I'm looking at. There are two quarterbacks that I'm looking at. Two quarterbacks that I'm looking at, and I gotta see it. I gotta see if he's still available. I might have just missed him. Nope, still available. Both my quarterbacks, and actually a third quarterback has jumped onto my list, but a third quarterback has jumped onto my list. But I'm definitely hoping that a lot of people are afraid of taking the guy that I'm hoping people are scared off of all the off-season stuff that's happened. But to me, the guy that I'm going to take, it doesn't matter who's on his roster. He always puts up the big numbers. So we're going to hope that this guy can get through. Elijah Mitchell comes off the board. This ESPN setup, it's just, and there goes Russell Wilson off the board. So Hammer and Hank, thank you for making this choice easy for me. It was a toss-up between taking Russell Wilson or Courtland Sutton. I opted for the wide receiver over the quarterback based on the fact that we have we have a quarterback in mind of who we want to get. Who we want to get as we go here. But on Fifth On Sports Show this week on Thursday, we're going to be talking Big Ten SEC preview. And of course, we'll have a season preview, and we'll have a week 1 preview of college football and a week 1 picks of the NFL. So we'll be doing everything this weekend. Of course, we'll pick all the games. We'll pick everything. We'll pick them against the spread, so you know how to bet and you know how to make money. That's what this is about. That's what doing this show is about. It's about making money. Klein with a great pick. Terry McLaurin was a guy that I was looking at, so that happened. As we have 6 picks left, and 6 picks left to go here. We're hoping that my guy makes it through, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see how that goes. And there's a pick off the clock, so 4 picks left to go. We're still hoping our guy makes it through, as Juju Smith and Allen Robinson come off the board, so that's okay. Juju Smith, of course, going from Pittsburgh to Kansas City. You gotta love anybody who goes to Kansas City. You gotta love their prospects. And again, this is a fantasy football. Fantasy football is different than a regular than the regular way, than a regular way people would draft, and because I'm still waiting here, and we're 4 picks away. We'll see if the heartbreak comes 3 picks away now as a new pick comes in. I don't like how they don't tell you the picks. You have to kind of figure it out on your own. 2 picks away as David Montgomery from the Bears comes off the board. Gabriel Davis, wide receiver from Buffalo, comes off the board. Again, I already have Stephon Diggs, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about Gabriel Davis coming off the board. So right now we're 2 picks away. We're two picks away from us. Hopefully both the guys I'm thinking of, hopefully they stay on the board. But hopefully both guys stay on the board, giving us an easy double pick. Because I know exactly the 2 guys I want to fill out my starting roster. And then we'll start looking at what's available on the board here. But as we wait here and see who just came off the board. 1 pick left to go, and let's see if they picked my guy. And of course, it takes forever for ESPN to do anything. They don't tell me who the pick is. They don't tell me anything that's going on. And there we go. So we feel good about this. Hopefully both guys are still there, but we got 1 pick. We're about to be on the clock again, and you're going to see my strategy play out here as we go. You're going to see my strategy play out here in a little bit. We'll see. We got one possibility. We got a minute left on the clock for whoever's drafted in front of me. I don't even know I don't know anybody by the team names. Again, this is my first year in the league, so obviously I know the guys down at Z's. I know most of the people in this draft, but I don't know what their team names are. So I can guess based on what I'm seeing. All right. As I am on the clock, and yeah, I don't want to draft him. I want to make sure my guy wasn't taken. Yep. All right. So we're gonna go with Josh Jacobs, the running back from Las Vegas. And then in the next we're gonna fill out our quarterback. We're gonna fill out our quarterback spot, and I know a lot of people are not gonna be happy with him, but I know a lot of people are scared. Oh, he lost Davante Adams, lost his guys. Dude, Aaron Rodgers will find a way to get the ball to people. They find a way to make points. So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback, as my fantasy quarterback. Aaron Rodgers never really has been a one guy. So the fact that he lost Davante Adams is not going to hamper the way Aaron plays. It's not gonna take it down a peg. So, if you look, we got bench spots, we got some flex spots. It's all going to come down to how the flex spot works. As far as going forward here, it's going to come down to the flex spot. And I'm thinking the next round. I'm thinking the next. My theory on the next 2 rounds is to get a good flex spot wide receiver. So we'll take a good and get a decent quarterback, get a decent backup quarterback in there. As I'm just trying to, what the hell? I don't want to do that. So, all right, go back to all positions. So yeah, I was able to get Josh Jacobs. Now, Josh Jacobs, as long as he can hold on to the football, hopefully he can do some good things at running back. With Josh McDaniels moving over there, and I know that scares a lot of people, but Josh McDaniels is also a guy who knows, running the football is going to be important down there. So, that was kind of my theory on that. That was kind of my theory on taking Josh Jacobs. And the only reason I took Josh Jacobs before I took Aaron Rodgers was because I knew I had the back-to-back picks. Otherwise, I probably would have gone Aaron Rodgers and then hope Josh Jacobs would keep falling through. But that's the only reason I did that. There was that I knew I had the back-to-back picks, so we went there. So again, let's see how this draft is playing out here as I take Josh Jacobs and Aaron Rodgers. Then we get Darren Waller coming off the board. See, a lot of tight ends are coming off the board now. Devin Singletary's always been a tough pick for me. I've had him the last couple years. And he's very feast or famine. There are games where Buffalo just forgets he's on the roster, and I don't understand it. But there are games where they just forget that Devin Singletary's there. And early in his career, it was like Devin Singletary would run the ball all the way down, and then they would go to Frank Gore, and Frank Gore would would steal the touchdowns from me. So, that Devin Singletary was always a tough one, a tough pick for me, because he always seemed like, oh, this guy's gonna be great. They're gonna use him, and then they would use him, and he would get a whole bunch of yards. But he would never get touchdowns because they would always go down to somebody else, or Josh Allen would run it in himself. And it was like, come on, man. And I'd be like, come on, this guy just got me all these yards, but he didn't get me any touchdowns. So it'll be interesting. I like the spread on our team on the team so far. Diggs and Sutton at wide receiver, Kittle at tight end. I love my 2 running back. I think I need a running back for the flex because of the fact that I have Nick Chubb. The one thing I haven't been paying attention to, and it's probably going to bite me in the long run here. Yes, I know exactly who we're targeting. I know who I'm targeting with the 12 with this 12th pick in the draft. We're 12 picks away, but I got 2 guys that I'm targeting. I got 2 guys that I'm going to target. with these picks. I got two guys that I'm targeting right now with these picks, and I got two big targets for these picks. We'll see how they go. I think of all the guys on my screen right now, there are three that I'd be okay with drafting. So right now, 9 picks away with 3 guys. I'm hoping these 3 guys will make it through, to make my choice easier, make me feel good about the choice that I'm going to take. But like I said, I like to take a lot of players. I like to take a lot of players that during the season, if I like to take players from teams that to take players from teams that I'm not necessarily rooting for. It gives me a reason to be interested in their games, but the other thing that it does is it just hedges my bets. Like if I have a guy and he doesn't do well, if I pick an Eagles player and he does well, and the Eagles do well and my player does well, that's good for me. If my player does bad, if my player does bad and the Eagles do bad, well, that's good for me too. So it's kind of the opposite theory. It's the opposite of my Cowboys theory of where I don't like to have Cowboys on my team because I like to be rooting for the Cowboys. I like to root for the Cowboys on Sundays. So and if the Cowboys struggle, and I have a Cowboy on my team, like one year I got stuck with Dak Prescott, and if the Cowboys did bad and Dak Prescott did bad, then I was out on both accounts. So let's see here. Looks like one of my guys came off the board. Let's see who picked one of my thoughts. He just came off the board. Well, that's an odd pick, but okay. So the first defense off the board is the Packers defense, which is interesting. Packers defense coming off the board. I know the defense I want to get. But I think I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna wait on a I think I'm gonna wait on a defense right now. I know the defense. I know the defense that I want. I know the defense. I know there's 3 defenses that I want, and I know there's going to be a run on them. And Hammer and Hank doing it to me again, taking Marquise Brown. I like Marquise Brown. Everything Marquise Brown has done with Baltimore, and now going to Arizona, I think Marquise Brown is going to have. I think he's going to have a big year. Be a big impact with the Arizona Cardinals, especially with Kyler Murray doing the things that Kyler Murray does. I think Marquise Brown can play really well. I think they can play really well together. So that was one guy that was on the board that I thought about taking. Tony Pollard comes off the board, which I'm glad. I'm happy to see Tony Pollard come off the board because he was another guy I was thinking of as a flex guy, in a flex spot. Right now, there are two guys I'm looking at for that flex spot. We'll see if they're both available. It makes it easy for the double pick. We'll double pick that, and then we'll go defense. Then we'll start to look at defense. If one of these guys comes off the board, if one of my flex guys comes off the board, then I will readjust, and maybe I'll go defense with one of these picks. But I know the two guys that I want. I know there are three defenses that I'm looking at. They're all still on the board as Justin Tucker comes off the board. Justin Tucker's a great pick for a kicker. As far as kicker goes, I have an idea. I have an idea on my kicker. I have an idea for my kicker. I have an idea of what I want to see from my kicker. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is why. What the hell? The hell did I say? Somebody said shut up. Whatever. Yeah, we got a lot of people. So maybe people are checking out. I don't know if people are checking out the live stream. I have no idea. What did I do? So I like the fact that that's going on. But well, as I said, we're going through this, and we're going through the fantasy draft. There are a couple players that I'm looking at and seeing if they're off the board, seeing if they took my guys. They did. Good pick right there. Good pick right there. And that looks like Mikey O'Brien. Good pick. Antonio Gibson off the board. That was one of my guys I was looking at. So we got to evaluate the situation now. Evaluate where we're gonna be going here. As a couple of my guys came off the board, and couple of my guys. What the hell did I say? So here we go. Two picks away from another draft situation. And I like that player too. I like that guy too. So I think I know what I'm going to do here. I think I know where I'm going to go with a flex pick. Taking ideas. We're on the clock, and let's take a look at this. We're going to go. We're going to go with Devontae Smith, the wide receiver for Philadelphia. So we'll go with him, and then because they're not on the board, let me see if my defense. They must have come off the board. No, they haven't. All right, let's take a look here. Here we go. I'm gonna go with this now. I'm gonna take my defense. I'm gonna take. Look, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. If this team's gonna do anything good this year, they've got to do it. I'm gonna go with the Steelers defense here because of the fact that it's now 22 picks from when I'm gonna go. I have a feeling there's going to be a run on defense. So I'm going to go with the defense. I'm going to go with the defense early on and go with that. With that, we basically filled out our roster. So now it's all about getting guys to fill to fill spots. So we're going late round picks. Just trying to see if one of my backup guys is still available. I got to take a look. There he is. Yep. Couple of my guys are still. Couple of my go-to guys are there late. I don't know what's going on. I haven't really been paying attention to this, so so a couple of my go-to guys are still available. So we feel good about that. We feel good about everything that's going on. There we go. Who? Oh, okay. He plays with. So I don't know if people have been checking out. I don't know. I don't know if people have been checking it out. But as I said, we've picked our starters. Our starting roster is pretty much intact here. And this is the time in the draft where you just go out and get. So now we're in the position where we can go out and get all guys that we need to get. I don't know if there's been a run on kickers yet, but we've had some kickers off the board. We do still have kicker still left. We do still have kickers left, so we're just seeing what the runs are going to be, how they're going to play out. There goes the Bills defense. That was the toss up between me was Bills and Bills Steelers. I went with the Steelers because I went with the Steelers, and why I went with the Steelers defense over the Bills is I believe a lot in T.J. Watt, and I believe a lot in what Mike Tomlin's going to have to win with defense this year. So if they're going to do anything really good in Pittsburgh, it's going to be there. Yeah, as always. I'm armed by now. So I'm glad to take. I was. That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking Steelers. Steelers are going to get after the quarterback this year. So that's kind of what I went with. That's kind of why I wanted to get the Steelers defense in there. And again, I think I drafted a defense high, but again, I drafted a defense high because I have 24 picks before my next pick. So I've got to try to. So I had to kind of change up my usual strategy because it's such a long time. If there starts to be a run on defense, then I'm gonna get screwed over. But I went with the Steelers defense. I like it. They were a target of mine, so I like where I'm at with that. Other things, as we got a live broadcast going, that's great. We're already doing that, so calm down. But again, we're going right now. We're looking at backup. We're looking at backup positions. So really, what I'm trying to do right now is match up, take the best player that I can that matches up with one of my starter guys, and hopefully has. I'm trying to get a guy who has a different bye week, and it looks like I really need to look at somebody who doesn't have a bye on week 9. Whoever plays me in week 9 is gonna get a good lot in this one, because I have a lot of guys who have byes on week 9 for some reason. But that's always the way. That's always the way we try to do it. So now I got to try to get some complementary players to go along with my roster. And there are a couple of guys there, and I see I got a couple of them still on the board, and a couple of them still on the board. Again, I've tried not to mention guys that are on the board because not just because I don't if anybody's listening to this, I don't want the other drafters. I'll comment once they're off the board, but there are a couple guys that I'm looking at that with Rodgers having a bye week there, with George Kittle, I got the tight end George Kittle. Do I go with a backup tight end or do I go with a backup wide receiver right now? That's gonna be the question. And yeah, that doesn't help me. That one doesn't help me. I think I know where I want to go with this pick. We're 4 picks away. We'll see if my guy gets through. We'll see if my guy can get through this as we go here. As we're getting into the later rounds here, people are taking their time. They got to get the right guy that fits their system in here, and so that's just what we're waiting on. You know, it's so great to have football back. So great to have. I can't wait for Saturday, the first Saturday of college football. College football back in the house again. If you haven't subscribed to the network already, please do it. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We got a lot of things coming up. I got a lot of ideas in mind for videos that I want to do. I have a great idea. Just trying to put it into terms of what I want to do, how I want to do it, and I'm hoping that I can learn a lot more about doing streams and doing things like this, that so that I can do a little bit more stuff, learn some more production stuff. But I got some ideas on things I want to talk about and things I want to do. So we're going to try a lot of things this upcoming week and in the coming months that I think are going to be fun. They're going to be fun little topics that we want to talk about. Man, this is what happens. You hope, and let's see who just took him. Who just took my guy? Let's find out. Let's give some love. Let's give some love to a good pick. Let's give some love to a good pick as we go here. And yeah, of course it won't. Why would it let me view who's been drafted? Like, that's... All right, great pick. Love the Drake London. Love that Drake London pick. Another good one, Brandon Ayuk. So, a couple of my guys off the board. A couple of the guys I was looking at are off the board. So now we've got to readjust our strategy here. View some guys, and I know exactly the guy that I want for my bench. Looking for him. I know he's going to be around here. And we have... Oh, there he is. The hell? All right, so I'm going to go... There he is. I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd, the Cincinnati wide receiver. The other wide receiver in Cincinnati. I'm hoping for what I'm hoping on that is that when everybody faces Cincinnati, they're going to focus on a lot of that stuff. Rashad Penny at running back. Let's see what running backs are available, because we're going to need a running back eventually. And Yeah. Even though he matches our bye week. It's a tough choice, but we're gonna go with it anyway. We're gonna go with it. I'm gonna take the guy I know. I'm gonna draft this based on the bye week and the fact that I think he's gonna come back from this, and I think he's by the time we need him, I think they're gonna be using him a lot. So I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker. I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker, the running back, the draft pick, running back from Michigan State last year. So we've got a wide receiver and so we took the wide receiver, we took that, and now all positions. What the fuck is going on here? Here we go. Even though Kenneth Walker's not the starter, I believe after a few weeks he will be. I think he'll actually be getting more carries. But if I have to play Kenneth Walker early, that means my team's in trouble already. So that's really a pick for what we got down the road. As again, we are in round 10 of 16, so we've got a lot going on. I didn't know he was in. There's a lot of this that, we just got to chalk this up to. Ooh, another guy that I want on my roster. Another guy that I want on my roster. We've got a couple guys. Again, I'm kind of hamstrung here by some of the guys that I picked. It seems everybody I pick is on week 9 of the bye. Has a bye week 9. That's not good for me. That's not good for the fact that I'm going to be looking for a lot of pickups, but we'll see. Nope. Don't you dare. Don't you dare follow. Nope. Good Strider. There we go. Large blows, Captain. All right, so we're back. We're back in the war room. We're still 19 picks away. We're still 19 picks away. As I said, I already drafted my starters, so now it's just about finding who the best guys are that are available that are left. As far as guys who are So right now, I'm just trying to find some guys who can be very bit be who can. So I'm thinking maybe next round doing. I think I've got to take a look. There's got to be a run on kickers around here. There had to have been a run on kickers. So I'm thinking I need a kicker. I'm thinking it's time to go kicker. So in the next two, I'm thinking kicker and then get hope. I'm gonna hope that one of my other guys are still going. I don't know what that was, but sure. I don't know what that was, but I don't know what that meant, but sure, why not? All right, can you go so I can see? Yep, see, the run on kickers has begun. Run on kickers has begun. The end zone zombies takes Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool was a guy that I was looking at, but again, buy in week 9 doesn't help me. Doesn't help me out, which is why I didn't go with him. Which is why I didn't go with him off the bat here. Same thing with and there's somebody took Cordarrelle Pat. They finally have Cordarrelle Patterson as a running back, listed as a running back. That just tells you everything you need to know about Cordarrelle Patterson. Cordarrelle Patterson is a guy I never understood why they ever called him a wide receiver. He can't catch. They used to have him listed as a wide receiver, and he can't catch the football. Like, it's crazy. So so I'm just waiting on my next pick here. We're 11 picks away. I'm thinking I got to go with a kicker. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I got to go with a kicker at this point. Klein, that's a nice pickup. That's a nice pick. DeAndre Hopkins, even though he's suspended early, DeAndre Hopkins is going to come back with a vengeance. So that's a good pick. That's a good pick right there. Good pick by Team Klein. So going there, Kirk Cousins, Sean Malloy. I like your Kirk Cousins pick that late. That's a good pickup. Yeah, I might need a backup quarterback too. The way that this is going, and with a guy with the guy that I'm thinking about taking. I don't think anybody's going to take him off the board. What are we at? 11. So with 11 and 12, I'm thinking I should go kicker and backup quarterback. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking I should go. And then I've got two more guys, and did somebody? Got to see if somebody took my guy already. I know somebody took Chase Claypool, which was a guy that I was thinking of. But there was another guy There was another guy on my list that I was thinking of. I want to see if anybody grabbed him yet. I don't think that they did. I don't know why. I don't know why anybody would. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still on the board. Pretty sure both my wide receivers that I'm looking at are on the board. Tua. Tua off the board. I was hoping Tua would slip through. I was hoping Tua would slip through and maybe get me something there. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this and let's see what we're looking at here. Let's take a look at. I don't want that. I want team reviews. Get the hell out of the way. All right, so we are 7 picks away from our pick here, and let's see, came off the board. Wow, Kadarius Toney coming off the board. Kadarius Toney, a guy the Giants have had on their team for 2 years and haven't used him. haven't used him. What are the Giants doing with Kadarius Toney? They drafted him for basically no reason. They traded down in the first round 2 years ago to get Kadarius Toney, and they haven't used him since. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Just trying to look at who's going to be. Going to be a guy that's there, and I'm thinking I got to go kicker. I'm thinking I got to go kicker here in the 11th round. But that's a good. That's a pickup. That's a pickup. That's a guy I might. We're 4 picks away, and I think I got a guy coming on. I can afford to take a chance here with a guy. I can afford to take a chance on guys coming off injury. So we'll see. I do have to look at kickers, though. I have to look at what kickers are available. Oh, hell yeah! Let's get this going here. All right, so we've got some decent kickers available. We got some decent kickers available. I got 4 kickers. I got 4 kickers, actually 5 kickers that I like still on the board. So the question is, do I make the pick now? Do I make the run now, or do I do it later on? Do I go for the pick now, or do I go for the pick, or do I wait because I have the 5 guys available? Just want to see if they made this easy for me. Let's find out. Let's hope these guys make this easier for me than I'm making it. As we're one pick away, and I have to see what's going on, but of course they won't let me. So Klein again, stealing my guys. Chris Olave. Love Chris Olave. Love the Chris Olave pick. All right, so we're on the clock, and I think I'm gonna make that call now. I think I am gonna make that call with a kicker now, and I'm gonna go with a team that scores a lot of points. With a team that puts up a lot of points and is gonna play bad defenses. So I'm going with Buffalo kicker Tyler Bass, because I'm thinking Buffalo is going to put up a lot of points on the board, and now we're back on the clock with another pick, and we're going to go all positions here. And yep, he's still available, so I'm going to go with I'll do it. Again, I can afford to stash this guy coming off injury, but I think he'll be a big help. Oh no, being in Tennessee, moving to Tennessee. Robert Woods moving to Tennessee this year. I'm looking at Kenny Golladay. Oh nope, my guy's still on the board, way down here, but I'm going to take him anyway. What the hell? Where'd he go? I know he was there. Come on, you prick. There he is. All right. So I'm gonna take a gamble on this and gamble on this offense, and I'm gonna take a gamble that they're gonna actually use him the right way. I'm going to go with Rondale Moore. I love Rondale Moore. Loved him at Purdue. Love what he can do at the NFL level. I love and in that offense, they can use him in many different ways. So I'm going to go with Rondale Moore right there. And I think for my next pick, I think I have to go quarterback, because I think I'm boxed in to go quarterback based on what's going on and what's available. I mean, the only starters left available are Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Ryan Tannehill, and Matt Ryan. Tannehill is not worth having as a backup. Mac Jones is still available. Jared Goff is still available. Baker Mayfield's still available. So a lot of quarterbacks here still available that can put up some good numbers. God damn it! Get out of the way. So I think we're there. The question about kicker was what it came down. It came down to Harrison Butker or Tyler Bass, and Daniel Carlson was still available. Those kind of guys. And I went with I went with Bass because of the fact that I think Buffalo's offense is going to score a lot of points. That's I'm thinking they're going to put up a lot of points, and their defense is good enough to have them in field goal position a lot. So so that's why I went. That's why I went where it did. That's why I drafted That's why I went Bass over Butker. I've had Butker on my team. I've had Butker on my team the last couple of years. He's done a really good job for me, but the fact that there's one guy I want to take a look at, see if he's still on the board, and let's take a look. Treylon Burks in Tennessee, DJ Shark, Robbie Anderson, Michael Gallup. Yeah, looks like he's off the board, but I know. I already know. I gotta put this guy in my queue. I already know who my final pick. Is gonna be. I already know who my final pick is gonna be. And anybody, I'll drop the hint right now. I know who my final pick is going to be. So if you want to steal my final pick, go ahead. But I'll tell you right now, it's the best name in all of football. The best name in all of football is going to be my final pick. So if you've listened to Fit Down Sports Show, if you've listened to me on Snowman in the Morning, you know who my final pick is going to be. So you can go ahead and steal them if you want. But the best name in all of sports, all of football right now, my favorite name, my favorite guy. So right now, I feel pretty good about the about how I've spread my roster around. Probably need a tight end. I probably need a backup tight end that can get me through. And I'm just looking at the list here, and see what I can get. We're 15 picks away. I mean, guys, we're all drafting bench players right now. So this shouldn't be. If you're taking this long to pick your pick your guys. Yeah, both these guys are going on my list. Both these guys are going in my queue. And oh, what do you know? Logan Thomas is questionable. What do you know, Logan Thomas? What do you know? Logan Thomas is questionable with injury. Logan Thomas is always injured. Always injured. So I'm just wondering how this is going to work. I'm wondering how the flex spot is going to work with this league. I've had flex spots where you can flex a quarterback in. I've had flex where where you can't really do much. Again, Kenneth Walker is on my list. I'm gonna put this guy on my list. As we start the 14th. As we start the 13th round here, 13 out of 16. So we're going through here. We're just looking at the schedule. Wow, that's an interesting. That's an interesting development. I'm just looking at the schedule here. This is going to be a big. This is going to be an interesting start to the NFL season. The fact that the first NFL Sunday will be on September 11th. I'm just seeing that now, and that's it's going to make for some. Hopefully the NFL does this with. Hopefully they keep it. Hopefully they do something respectful and do something. But that's a huge start. Wow. All right. That's a big start. Big start to the year. The fact that it's on September 11th is really. I hope the NFL does something cool. I hope they're doing good stuff with it. So, all positions. Let's look at the pick history here. See what's going on. 8 picks away from my next pick. I probably need a backup quarterback. I know I need a backup quarterback. I know that. Let's see, the run on defenses has come up. Melvin Gordon coming off the board. I thought about Melvin Gordon. I thought about Melvin Gordon. He was a guy I was thinking about for that. Justin Fields coming off the board. I like that. Pick. Rounder. I'm guessing that's Chris O'Brien's team. I'm just guessing off the top of my head, but that Robert Woods is a good pick. Coming off injury, new team. That's something you definitely got to look forward to. But I like that pick. That was a toss up for me. But instead I went with Rondale. I went with Rondale Moore. I know exactly who I have to get, and All right, so with three picks left, what? I got four picks left. 4 picks left. You already know who one of them is going to be. So I definitely need a quarterback. And let's just check my queue here because I don't think any of my quarterbacks have been taken. Nope. I got both my quarterback options are still on the board. So I think what I'm going to do here is go quarterback, tight end. That way I have the backups. That way I have the backups ready to go, and then be available for that. So we're gonna do this. Actually live on Fit Down Sports Show this Thursday. We have another draft coming up. We're going to be live drafting. We're not going to be doing it this way where I'm talking about my picks. I'm going to be live and I'm going to be picking the teams. I got another fantasy draft coming up. They were nice enough to schedule it for a Thursday. So we'll do that. But during the downtime and during the times like this, I'll be talking about college football. And then when the draft is over, that's when we'll do our week 1 college picks. So we'll do that on Thursday. We'll recap everything. We'll get everything going. And like I said, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. I will be on the Rod Uncensored podcast. We'll be making some picks there. We'll be making picks there. I'm gonna pick all college games, I think, because I know Rod wants me to do some NFL picks, but I'm not doing NFL picks a week out. When we're at 2 weeks out, it doesn't really make a difference because my picks could change. My picks could change. I'm on the clock in 4 picks. Just hoping my guys don't. So with 4 picks, I have two of my guys there. Two of my guys still there. I'm baffled at why both these guys are still available. So 3 picks. So I have 2 chances to get. Now they could both go right here. They could both go right here before it's my turn to go up. So people could totally screw up my entire. They could screw up my entire thing. What the hell? I'm just reading this fantasy forecast. How they list Tom Brady as a sleeper pick? How's that a sleeper pick? Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. How does that happen? How does that happen? He's not. There's no way you can say Tom Brady is a sleeper. Tom Brady's not sleeping on anybody. All right. So both my guys still available with 1 pick to go. As I said, I think I have to go quarterback at this point. I have to get a backup quarterback here, and let's pick history. Let's go to players. As we got players coming off the board. Yeah. Buying week 10, that's buying week 10, that'll do it for me. So, all right, let's see. Let's see if he goes. If he doesn't, oh well. New offensive coordinator, but you gotta love what he did in this. You gotta love what he did last year. You gotta love the way people have talked about him. I'll go with him. I'll draft Mac Jones. I'll draft Mac Jones there. And as I'm back on the clock, I'm gonna go with on my other picks. Let's go. I gotta just look at. Yep. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So I know who my last two picks are going to be, and I've just got to see. I know he's not going to. I know he's not going to go because most people aren't going to take this guy, but I am. Most people are not going to take are not going to take this guy that I'm looking at. Oh, that's a great. It's a great guy. Like if he didn't play for the Jaguars, I would totally. All right. So we're looking at the roster here. We're looking at the roster, seeing what we got. Stop. I'm trying to scroll down, dude. With Kenneth Walker right there. It's interesting that Marlon Mack has not come off the board yet. And I gotta wonder why Marlon Mack has not come off the board yet. Thing is, I like my bench. Kenneth Walker being there. I just don't know how Kenneth Walker. I don't know how Seattle's going to use Kenneth Walker. I don't know if they're going to use him right out of the gate. I'm hoping that they will. That's a hope. That's a hope pick. I got three guys that I want to draft. So somebody help me out here. Somebody draft one of the guys to make this easier for me. Come on, somebody come through. Somebody come through in the clutch. Rolling Stone gets the Rams defense in the 14th round. Good for you, dude. You got a good defense late in the draft. The problem is they play, the Rams schedule. The Rams schedule with Buffalo early, San Francisco, Dallas, San Francisco again, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Green Bay. They play a lot of good offenses. So it'll be interesting to see there. What the hell? Is that their draft? Is that draft picks? Yeah, I think these are. Yeah, these are. They're talking about who they drafted. Houston, love Derek. God, Derek Stingley pick in the draft. Such a good pick. So we're on the clock in 16 picks to get our last two picks in. Um, I'm hoping somebody makes this easy for me. I'm hoping guys make this easy for me, but I don't think they will. I've already told you my last pick's going to be, because I don't think anybody's going to draft him, but I'm going to keep him on my roster. All right. So we're just live drafting. We're waiting on these final two picks. Waiting on these final two picks. 16 rounds of fantasy foot. This is fantasy football, guys. You're watching the development and the building of a champion right here. So, we're gonna get this going. We're gonna have a breakdown of all this. As I said, Thursday we got another fantasy draft coming up. We'll do that live on the Fit Down Sports Show, so you can interact. You can call up. We'll be on KJC Radio, so you can call up and be a part of the show. You can call up, be a part of the show. You can help me pick. You can help me pick. You can get all of that going. As I said, Thursday we'll be doing a lot. We'll be doing a lot of stuff. Wednesday morning, I'll be on Snowman in the morning. Of course, we'll be talking about college football. We'll be previewing week 1. I sent Snowman a text earlier today, letting him know some of the things I was working on. So him and Cole might ask me about that. We might come on and do it. I might ask him to come on Friday, and I might ask him to do for the Football Friday to come on and talk about one of the ideas that I have. I might come on Snowman on Friday and unveil the entire list for one of those. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. As I said, I have a couple of things. I have a couple of things that I'm working on. And again, I encourage you to go back and to go watch our show from last Thursday. Watch the conversation with Naj. It was awesome. Talking college football and talking about Marvel in college, talking about Marvel, talking about the MCU and the melding of football and comics. And as I said the other night, you don't see that a lot. You don't see that a lot, and you don't see a lot of people caring about that kind of stuff. So, So we're just looking at late in the draft here. I'm hoping somebody made this easy for me. Somebody make this easy for me. Oh, Sean Malloy. I love you, Sean. Sean, you know I love you. Taking the Cowboys defense. Sean, you got the gut. You got the guts, man. You got the guts. Sean is a big Cowboys fan, so having the Cowboys defense, and good luck to you, Sean. Again, reasons why I don't take Cowboys for my teams. I just if they get torched, there's nothing I can do. If they get torched, there's nothing there's no win for it in me. That's the problem I have with taking Cowboys and with taking the Cowboys defense and all that kind of stuff. Kenny Golladay off the board. Asgard Navarro. I'm pretty sure that's Christine's team, but that's a good pick. David Njoku late. He was one of the guys I thought of at tight end. I went with Dawson Knox instead. Again, because of the Buffalo connection, because I think that Buffalo offense is going to be deadly this year, and the fact that they get to play the Jets twice, they get to play the Dolphins twice. So here we go. Let's see here. Oh, that's DeWicki. DeWicki's team is the Round Earth. So, DeWicki, you stole a couple of picks from me. That's not. So you stole a couple of my guys, but hey, we're gonna go with it. Got 2 picks left. Oh. I'm on the clock in 1 pick. Don't want to do that. I'm on the clock but we got our final picks coming up. Then we'll sign off, get out of here, and get ready for Rod Uncensored tomorrow morning, Snowman tomorrow morning. I'll be there in the chat. And, as always, as happened last Friday, Snowman, if Snowman makes a call to the bullpen, we'll be warming up, ready. We'll be ready to come in and pinch hit as we did on Friday, pinch hit like Kirk Gibson in the World Series, come in, knock a couple balls out of the park and go from there. But as we always like to do, but definitely 11 a.m. I'll be joining Rod, talking college football, doing what we love, and getting all that in. So I'll be happy then. As we get going here, as we close this out, we got 30 seconds till our final 2 picks, and I'm leaving a guy on the board. I'm leaving a guy on the board who I'm leaving a guy on the board, and I don't want to. Let me just make sure of this. I can't even do it. It won't, because the stupid thing won't let me. All right, whatever. We're gonna do it. So my last two picks. This is my sleeper pick, and I'm telling everybody right now. You want to get somebody really late in the draft. Now the question's going to be what kind of quarterback does he have? But I'm taking Jauan Jennings from the 49ers. I've heard a lot of good things coming out of 49ers camp about Jauan Jennings. Of course, Debo is going to get a lot of the coverage in that offense. Ayuk is a guy that they like, but Jauan Jennings is going to be that guy that they go to over the middle. So that's why I'm going to go with Jauan Jennings. Now for the final pick, the best name in all of sports. If you watch The Shield, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm going Wan'Dale Robinson. That's right, The Shield. We're taking Wan'Dale Robinson to round out our team, round out our game, and that's it. The draft is over. That's it. The draft is over. The championship team has been drafted. Let's just recap our choices here. In the first round, we went with Stefon Diggs. I went Stefon Diggs and Nick Chubb with my first two picks. I took the wide receiver from Buffalo because I think Buffalo is going to put up a lot of points, a lot of numbers this year. And I think if they're going to do that, I think Stefon Diggs is going to be a big part of that. I went with Courtland Sutton, the wide receiver from Denver, with Russell Wilson going over there. I think there will be a refocus on what to do. And I love Courtland Sutton. I love Courtland Sutton as a player in the NFL. The guy is, I think he's 6'5", 6'6", somewhere around there. This guy's a monster. So he's a big target down near the end zone. That'll be big for Russell Wilson. So I'm banking on Russell Wilson doing some things for me. I took George Kittle, the tight end from San Francisco. Again, Trey Lance at quarterback. Question mark. How do you get a rookie quarterback to be comfortable? You throw to the tight end, and they got a good one. George Kittle is a great tight end. So that's why I went with George Kittle there. Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback. Again, fantasy numbers. Aaron Rodgers. I think a lot of people are scared of taking Aaron Rodgers because of Devontae Adams leaving, because Marquez Scaldez, whatever the hell his name is, left to. He went to Kansas City, but so losing some targets. But Aaron Rodgers has never been about big time targets. Aaron Rodgers has always been about spreading the football around, making the right throw. And the thing about Aaron Rodgers, the thing I like about Aaron Rodgers as a fantasy quarterback, he's not going to make that big mistake. He's not going to he doesn't throw picks. So I like that. I like that reasoning for him. So that's why I went there. Looking at my bench, obviously the Wan'Dale Robinson pick, I might get rid of Wan'Dale Robinson depending on who's still available as far as picking up guys. To see if Marlon Mack is still available, but nope. There you go. Marlon Mack comes off the board in the last round. Marlon Mack was a guy I was thinking about taking, but I stuck to my plan. I took Wan'Dale Robinson because Wan'Dale Robinson is worth having on this. Is worth having. All right, so that's our fantasy team. That's our fantasy championship. Let the championship roster begin. For everybody that watches this, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here this long. Getting some fantasy updates. Getting some updates on the players. Thursday night, Fit Down Sports Show. We'll be going right in. We'll be discussing week 0. We'll be breaking down the SEC, the Big Ten, and getting you ready for week 1 of college football, a big week 1. Of course, we'll be talking Notre Dame, Ohio State, and we'll be looking at all the big matchups of week 1. Going through that, we'll make our predictions. We'll make our predictions against the spread so that y'all can make some money on Saturday. Of course, Rod Uncensored tomorrow. Snowman on Wednesday. Snowman on Wednesday morning, and possibly Friday, depending on what we get to. Depending on what we get to on Wednesday when I'm on with Snowman. You know how we are. Everything goes in we go off on tangents and get bottled up. So we'll see where we go from there. But it'll be a big day. It'll be a big week. It'll be fun. We'll have a lot of stuff out. Like I said, like the video, subscribe. We're gonna do a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming out. We're gonna have a lot coming out in the coming weeks. As I figure out how to navigate this stuff and do more stuff. We're gonna try to do a lot of things. So a lot going on. Check us out. Fit Down Sports Show. Thanks for if you tuned in. Thank you, and get ready. Fit Down Drunk Stars championship. The road to a championship is on. We got our team drafted. We're ready to go. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next time.